Hey everybody, Chris here. Thank you so much for stopping in and watching. If you saw my other video, you'll see that I'm about to turn 67 years old on the 24th of March. And how I ever got to this point, I have no idea. But in looking at things that I could share with you or tell you about, things that I've run into in my life that might be able to help you somewhere along the way, that's the reason I decided to try to do these channels and to try to reach out to everybody and to give you ideas on things that I think are really interesting. I am also really not good at being able to cut these together or jump from thing to thing, so I'll apologize ahead of time if I mess up. I'm just going to try to keep going and talking to you and just relax a little bit more into it. So, this past Christmas, I was faced with what to get my grandchildren. If you can imagine, we were semi-retired, took an early retirement at 62. And so, whenever any of you as grandparents understand, if you have a lot of grandchildren, you don't know what to get them. You don't know what's modern and what's in style and what the latest fashion or craze is. When I was a kid, we always got a little bit of money in an envelope from my grandma, and that was a wonderful thing, a little piece of candy. So we understood that she really didn't drive. She couldn't get out. And so it was always a memory. So in facing Christmases and holidays and things like that, all of us face different types of challenges. So when it came to Christmas, I wanted to be able to reach across time. As I say, my grandchildren range in age from 13 years old to 2 years old now. And my 13-year-old granddaughter has actually started to work in the theater. And so she's begun to do some plays and performances. My other granddaughters are also performance oriented. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what all they may become in life. And for me as an actor, Shakespeare is always an important thing to know about and to know the writings and to understand the context of a lot of the plays. And it's a fun thing because it's something that you know across time. If you recite a Shakespeare play or you recite a sonnet or something like that, you're repeating words that have been said for over 500 years. And if your children and their children eventually memorize those same passages, then they would also be reciting things that across time, thousands and thousands of people have performed and been in those roles. So I think that that's a really fun thing to give across time. And it's also really fun. I wrote in in several places in each of the plays, but I wrote in the front of the play what year it was, how old they were, and a little bit about what I thought of the play. So for my 1-year-old grandson, I gave him a copy of Macbeth so that someday if he's in class and it comes up, he can actually raise his hand and say that he got his first copy of Macbeth when he was a year old. And so if you don't know the plays, please enjoy them and refresh your memory about some of the plays may not be totally appropriate for a 1-year-old. My 5-year-old got King Lear, so out Val Jelly whenever he makes a peanut butter sandwich. I hope he thinks of Grandpa, and I hope you look up that reference. So I gave them each their own copy and signed it over and put the year and the date in it. And I, as an actor, know many of these monologues that are from these plays. So I would highlight that in the play, the section. I was fortunate enough to be in Romeo and Juliet at Radford University. Just a real opportunity to play Friar Lawrence. And so it amazes me now that I was able to do that at that point. And so I appreciate Tony Guest for giving me that opportunity at Radford to perform with that. And so I've been able to pass on those monologues to my grandchildren. That's something that they get to endure when they're in the truck riding along with me. The other thing that I gave them this year for Christmas was a small piece of original abstract art. And it was something that I had to make up as I went along. I tried to do it so that each one was unique in their own favorite color. I found out what each grandchild liked as far as their favorite color goes. And then tried to make them uniform as far as a sense of them. And you can look back in the videos I have and see the works that I did. I framed each one in a little cheap Dollar Tree frame, and I dated them and wrote and signed to them what year it was, and that it was an original piece of abstract art. The thinking behind it is that a piece of abstract art is not something that you would necessarily throw away or you'd lose it in a toy box. You'd have it set around. So my goal down the road is that someday one of them may be in the other's apartment and they'll see a piece sitting there on the shelf and they'll recognize it because each one of them, even though they were each one unique, were also the same, out of the same set. So for me, as an older person now, apparently, and I've been so fortunate to have lived on beyond many of my friends that I dearly wish were here with us now and having the opportunity to do things together. And so I thank you so much for listening and so much for watching. And I would like to talk to you more about a lot of different things. So I hope to see you again here on the channel. And I hope that you and wherever you are in a blessed and safe space. And I thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.